But Steph, I guess we'll get into a bit of the nitty gritty, Napoli wise. We opened the show and we opened this conversation with with this Cagliari match. Just, I guess, give us your thoughts on what you made of the match. What were your expectations before? We said it before you came on, Steph. It was a wacky weekend in Serie A. Nobody wants this fucking Scudetto. I don't know what's going on. We've never seen something like this. Just give us your thoughts on the match, what you made of it, and what was your reaction and your feelings after the match and after you saw the result.
So going into the game, I really thought Napoli were going to take advantage of this. I mean, how often is every single team going to drop points like that? I was expecting right out of the gate, all guns blazing, that we were going to do good. But to be honest, as soon as I saw that starting lineup, I was worried because we're playing in a 3-5-2 in a very important match that we've never played in. I really did not like the game plan Spalletti had. His lineup, I thought, was very questionable with Patania Mertens. He continues to try Patania Mertens, but it seems to never work. It was really questionable how Osimhen was on the bench. Going into the game, it was the first half, the whole game, Napoli just got bullied from start to finish pretty much. There was no intensity from the back. That goal Spina let in should never be let in. Later on in the game, I would say he did redeem himself. He made a lot of big saves. But I mean, there was just it was no player wanted to play that game. All the players seemed to be running away from the ball. There was no creativity. Yeah. You could really tell besides Fabian Ruiz, Laboca, and Anguissa, the drop in level in the midfield is massive. Demme cannot play that role, in my opinion. He does too many sideways and backwards passes. And you could tell that drop in level. Around halftime, I was expecting changes to be made, especially because we were getting dominated. And Spalletti, once again, like he's done throughout the season, seems to make his subs way too late. I don't know how, in that first half, we got dominated like that and how you can make no changes in the lineup besides the obvious, the Di Lorenzo injury. But then when Osimhen came on, you can tell there's an instant impact he has when he's on the field. The defenders he draws into his lines, they're always double marking him. And he made that goal literally out of nothing. I was checking the stats after. He had, I think, 3 or 4 touches in the game and 1 shot, and it tied us the game, saved us a point. Other than that, it was a really disappointing performance, and it's a huge chance missed. Games like these are not going to come up again, these opportunities. And at the end of the year, a point or two is what might separate the winners.
And we got a question from Parteno Pesce that actually does touch upon what you just mentioned a bit, and I kind of voiced my opinion on it, so I want to get your voice involved as well. The question is, does Napoli's draw against Cagliari show an improvement in the team's mentality, or does it show the team hasn't much improved, being that Napoli usually fail to take advantage when it matters most? What do you think of that?
So what I have to say is I think it's a very slight improvement in that in previous years, for example, with Gattuso, I feel like we lose that game. Mm-hmm. I feel like we don't take 1 point back. I feel like Osimhen doesn't come off the bench and score. But other than that, in my opinion, when Spalletti came in, I thought this was going to be a thing that was eliminated. I didn't think we were going to drop points to these teams. With Gattuso, it was the experience-wise, some people would say, is why we would drop points in those type of games. But for me, it's the mentality. I think it's also a big part of the players, though. I feel there's not a real leader inside the squad. I like Koulibaly and Mertens are good captains, and they lead the team, but they're not vocal. Even the whole Cagliari match, they're getting bullied, pushed over. There was one player who's malquit, and no one helps him up or anything. There's no fighting off the Cagliari players. It's very not vocal on the pitch.
It's funny you bring it. Johnny, I think it sounds like I was listening to you speak right there. No leadership, no this, no that. But I was sorry, I didn't want to cut anybody off, but I was listening to the Rough and Rough rant quickly. What was it, the other night? I saw your boy Carm on it, our guy Carm, and he was pissed. And you know what? I have to agree with him. And I'm looking from an outside in. I'm not a Napoli fan, but I'm pissed. That's not a result you need. And I voiced my opinion before you came on, Steph, about Spalletti's decisions and his decision making. And it almost seemed like he was overthinking it, went a bit conservative, and it all backfired on him. Osimhen has to be on the pitch. I said it before. I don't want to repeat myself, but no, it's very well said. And again, it's an opportunity missed for sure.
And looking forward for Napoli. I mean, quicker turnaround, right? Because they play on Monday, they play on Sunday, so they play on Thursday too. Forgot about that. So they play Monday, Thursday, Sunday. So you got 3 games in what, 7 days pretty much.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask first about the city. I will talk about Barcelona after. But Lazio this weekend. So you go from playing Cagliari. So, maybe there's, mentality thing where, okay, we're playing Cagliari. Okay, we got Lazio on the weekend, a bigger game. Maybe in their head they kind of skipped over this game on Monday, but now it's really they got to focus, because if they drop points to Lazio, that's obviously no one's hitting the panic button. But you know how Italian press is, right?
Yeah,
they're going to be asking a lot more questions. So looking ahead at this game on Sunday, like what do you expect to see? Obviously, you want them to win. Obviously, they're the favorite to win. But besides that, what do you expect to see out of their play on Sunday?
Well, I expect that Sunday match. I expect our full starting 11. I don't expect what we saw on Monday with that 3 back. Hopefully they'll never play that again, because it didn't work. I'm hoping to see. I've been wanting to see Juan Jesus at left back over Mario Rui, because I felt like in the last few games he has been pretty poor. Like on Monday, he did get that assist to Osimhen, but other than that, he was really poor all game long. Recently, in the past, we seem to always play amazing against Lazio, so I kind of have high expectations from that. Our best game of the season this season was against Lazio. I'm expecting like a win. If we're playing our starting 11, there is really no excuses, and the Italian press might say, for example, like let's say we drop points, it's a big thing, and I think if we drop points, I think we're out of the Scudetto race, because at that point, then it's 5 points behind, for example, if Milan wins, and then we face them. So, I mean, we can't drop any more points. The Cagliari game, if we didn't drop points, it would have been different, but we just cannot drop any more points this season.
Yeah, I think that's a given, especially with this title race being so close, Steph. It's we love to see it, right? I just fans of obviously the league. It's an exciting campeonato this year. It's been getting better and better over these years now, but now with like a 3-headed race to the finish, it's maybe 4 if things collapse at the top there, but. Really, with the Milan clubs and Napoli in the mix there, it's going to be an exciting finish, no doubt, in my opinion. Speaking of what you expect, you can't drop any more points. Napoli's right in the thick of things, right? It's no secret. It's with the Milan clubs. Our guy Fabrizio from your neck of the woods, actually from Genoa Club Toronto, he asked on Instagram. What's missing for Napoli to surpass the Milan clubs? In your opinion, Steph, what is it that, or maybe it's multiple things, I don't know, that need to happen for Napoli finally to say, you know what, we're fucking champions of Italy. We're not the bridesmaid anymore. We're finally the bride. What is it that Napoli needs to surpass the Milan clubs?
Well, I think it starts at Spalletti. It's this mentality, especially when we're up. The last few months we've seen it's almost like he's playing not to lose. It's kind of like he's just playing to tie the games. Against Inter, we saw when we're up 1-0 recently. I'm not sure if it's because we're low on players, but it's like almost like we were up 1-0 and then he's playing to defend the games. Another thing I think is definitely that our team stays healthy, because we have so many injuries from. Maybe it starts in December. We've had so many injuries. Just like this week, we're missing Insigne, Politano, Lozano. We don't have even any real wingers in the team. I think we have to stay healthy in order if we want to win the Scudetto. We can't afford any more like big injuries. Like if someone like Osimhen, Koulibaly goes down, I don't think we can do it. And I think just the mentality of not dropping points to these small teams. Like I have it here, like we dropped points this year to Verona, Sassuolo, Spezia, and Cagliari. You can't drop points in those games. Sassuolo is a good team, but we were also up 2-0, which you shouldn't be dropping 2 points when you're 2-0 up. So we got to eliminate these mistakes against these small teams. which is not just this year. It seems to be a common theme for multiple years now. We drop points in those small games. And a big thing is definitely going to be that Milan game that we play, and I think it's like 10 days or something like that. I think that's going to be a massive must win. Like whoever wins that game, I feel like it kind of goes down to those two, whichever team wins, and with Inter.
We said that. We were saying that too when the first time they matched up, right? How big of a game that was, and it seems like we're saying that again. What is it? March 6th, I believe they play. So it's mark it on the calendar, guys. It's going to be another big match. So excited for that.
Yeah, and speaking of another big fixture coming up tomorrow, Napoli-Barcelona. It's I feel like as if it's the meeting of Maradona's former teams. It does have a bit of an implication like that on it. I mean, we drew 1-1 on the road, which is always good. And a little fun fact that I pulled is actually that Napoli, from all their UEFA Cup knockout games, whenever they draw the first leg away from home, they actually win the next game at home. So I know we're feeling a little bit confident. But that's just a little fun fact I pulled. But for you, Stefano, like, what do you think tomorrow's game is going to be like? Do you think we go out guns blazing and try to get that W, or do you think they're going to play just a little bit conservative just to make sure that they have enough strength for the league?
I think tomorrow we're going to see that full team out, because I think Spalletti made it clear Monday by benching Osimhen and not starting Ruiz. I think he really showed that he does care about Europa League. So I think tomorrow we're going to see that full lineup. I think a big influence on tomorrow's match is going to be if Insigne and Politano are fit to start from the start of the game. And a massive thing also is if Di Lorenzo is playing or not. Because for me, he's a massive player in the Napoli team on right back. Like Malquit and Zanioli are a massive drop in level. So I think tomorrow will be playing our best 11. Aside from, I think Meret might get the start in net, like he has most of the year in Europa League. But I expect tomorrow a full, complete 90 minutes. And yeah.
And we have a question from M Trophy on Instagram. I don't know if it's it's your brother. Okay,
it's your brother. There we go. All the trophies tonight.
It's either your brother or your cousin. But
Nicholas asked me if that was my mom, because my mom's Michelina Trophy, so that's why it was.
No, I knew it wasn't your mom because I know your mom's Instagram, but I was just
she has an old account apparently.
But so he asked, I wonder if he asked this at the dinner table tonight, but if Napoli manages to come out on top against Barca, do they have the mentality and depth to win the Europa League?
So if we beat Barca, I think we do have the depth, and I think we'll be one of the strongest teams, because I would say probably Dortmund, Napoli, and Barca, and I don't know if I'm missing out any other teams. There's Marseille, Porto are pretty strong teams, but I think Barca's that team we just have to get past, and I think we could really make a run. We do have a good squad depth. It's just injury-wise, like even when your depth players are hurt. But if we win the Barca match, most of our players should be fit for that second round. So I do think we have the depth and the squad to win. So I think it's just a matter of the injuries play a big part in that.
Nick, you had another question?
Yeah. Kind of straying away from Napoli currently, but kind of news from I think it was in January that's gonna talk about until the summer. And Steph, you're in a weird position because you're a Napoli fan. You're from Toronto. I don't know if you're a TFC fan too. Are you also a TFC fan?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're in a weird position because you got a Lorenzo Insigne going from Napoli to TFC. And last time we had a Napoli guest on, it was Danny Russo. That was in December. It was still rumors. He's not a TFC fan, so we get a really unique perspective now. I mean, like, what are your emotions for this move? From you, I don't know if he's one of your favorite players, to go from one favorite team to another.
Well, I'm really a big fan of Insigne. Always is one of my, like, it feels really weird to be honest, because ever since I was a Napoli fan, Insigne's been there. He's always that guy. Mm-hmm. So I think a lot of people, a lot of Napoli fans are personally mad at Insigne, but I think he's not wrong in the situation. I think that it stems from the owner, ADL. We know what Insigne was supposedly asking like a $500,000 up, and ADL wants to give him a lower pay raise after he wins the Euro Cup. And he just came off his best season, scoring, I think it was 21 or 20 goals in Serie A. So, I mean, I'm not really mad at Insigne for leaving. It makes sense. He's towards the end of his career. I don't know if it's because of the TFC move, but he has dropped the level this year. I'll still support Insigne. He's a legend of the club. I'm not personally mad at him, so. And it will be cool to see him.
Situation. Yeah, it's a weird situation, Steph. You know,